Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today, got a special video for you. These are the brand new Power Rangers Legacy figures. So you all know the Legacy toy line, truly made for collectors with Legacy roleplay weapons, morphers, zords. It's pretty epic. Well, now they've expanded it to actual action figures. So these are really cool. They're kind of like the equivalent of your Marvel Legends figures. You know, you have your smaller figures, the 5-inch ones, but now you have these bigger sized action figures here with more detail, more articulation. Really, really cool. So here they are. Move my camera a little closer. So this first wave has 5 Ranger figures. You have these 3 Rangers from Power Rangers Ninja Storm, yellow, red, and blue. And then you have these 2 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, green and red. So 2 truly iconic classic Rangers. And then they throw a Ninja Storm in there, which is pretty cool, I think for a couple of reasons. One, and to some extent, Power Rangers Ninja Steel is next year, so maybe the whole ninja thing, you know, getting the ninja stuff out there, which is kind of neat, I guess. But probably more so because all of these Ranger figures also come with a piece of their respective season's Megazord. So that's one of the other little features here. They all say build a Megazord. So having these 3 Rangers here, you have all the pieces to form the Megazord, versus with Mighty Morphin, you need a lot more Rangers to get all the pieces and so on. So that's kind of the difference there with the figures. So let's take a quick look at the packaging for these, because the packaging is pretty epic, and then we'll take a close look at the figures. So let's start with Mighty Morphin over here. This is the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. So the packaging is quite simple. At the very top, you have the season's logo. Then you have the generic Power Rangers logo. There's the figure right there in the packaging, and you can see the Red Ranger right here, Mighty Morphin logo, and it says build a Megazord. You see the Mighty Morphin Megazord right there, the Dino Megazord. And then it says right here, Legacy Collection, Red Ranger. Pretty cool. The side of the packaging, you can just kind of see through it on the sides and stuff. So there's that. And then the back of the box right here says, go to focus, collect the Rangers and build the Dino Megazord. So it shows you if you get the 5 Mighty Morphin Rangers, you're going to get the 5 pieces for the Megazord. Currently, we only have the 1, the Red Ranger. But the other Rangers will be released in later waves. So I guess they're kind of spreading it out, which is neat. And then again, there's the 5 Rangers in the first wave, Series 1, right there. Okay? So that's him. Let's move on to the Green Ranger, also from Mighty Morphin. So again, you have your Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo. Very similar, except this one does not have a piece of the Megazord, which is good and bad. You know, the good is now you have some weapons and stuff, which I kind of wish, you know, all the Rangers came with, because he only has like the little blade blaster, but not the power sword or any of that stuff, I don't think. Which Bandai did say they're going to release in some way, shape, or form at some point. They're working on it, so we'll see. But anyways, he comes with the Dragon Dagger, Sword of Darkness, interchangeable hand, so that's pretty cool. But the downside is, are we ever going to get like a Dragon Zord? Because it would be really cool to get one. So I don't know. But again, it says 2 exclusive accessories. So Green Ranger on the package right there. And then on the back, because there's no Megazord figure, they just put the same generic Mighty Morphin one there. So now we have the Ninja Storm figures right here, which look really cool. I'm excited about these. So Power Rangers Ninja Storm logo right there. They also say Legacy Collection, Red Ranger, and whatever Ranger, Ninja Storm, Red Ranger there. Pretty cool. Build a Megazord. Okay. So the back of the box right there. Collect the Rangers and build the Dino Megazord. What? That's not right. So a little packaging error there. This is definitely not the Dino Megazord. But still pretty cool nonetheless, though, to have this this Ninja Storm Megazord. And I am a terrible fan. I can't remember the name of this Megazord. Is it the Ninja Storm Megazord? Is it the Wind Megazord? I don't know. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section below, or maybe it'll come to me. We'll see. But anyways, you get those 3 Rangers, you get all the pieces, and here they are. So Yellow Ranger right here. Really cool packaging. I love, you know, having the Ranger really prominent right there. Makes all the packaging very unique, which is really, really cool. Same back of the box, so nothing special there. And then, of course, the female figure from this first series right here, we have Tori, the Ninja Storm Blue Ranger. Also really, really epic. I love the packaging on these. I mean, this alone is a great display piece, and I like the little lightning bolt in the back and everything. Like, this is really, really cool to have as is, but you know me, I like to open up my stuff, so I'm excited about it though. It'll be a lot of fun to open these up and kind of see the true articulation and all of it that these figures have. So without further ado, let's get these open and take a look. So here they are out of the packaging, Series 1 of the new Power Rangers Legacy figures, and they are pretty amazing. I really love these figures. The Power Rangers figures themselves are my favorite part of the toy line. I've said this before in many of my other videos, and these are by far some of the best Power Rangers figures that have ever been released. They are so good. So let's just jump right to it, okay? First of all, the Ninja Storm team, can I say that looks incredible with those two? I had to put Mighty Morphin in the back. Usually people would put Mighty Morphin up front and center. Nope, they're in the back. Ninja Storm, rocking it. Pretty awesome. So let's save the best for last, and let's start off with Mighty Morphin then, so we can just get those out the way. In my opinion, the weakest out of the 5 figures in the first wave is the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Not because I don't like the figure. It's amazing. The Mighty Morphin Red Ranger suit in general is one of my favorites. Just, it's classic design. It's great. But because of the lack of some of the weapons, I know they said they're going to try and release some of the weapons later and all that. But as is, especially considering you see all these other weapons these guys have, this little tiny Blade Blaster is pretty weak looking and kind of lame compared to everything else. So that's my little negative about this figure. But just to take it out of here and just show you up close, this is the little Blade Blaster that it comes with. So it's got a little bit of paint, like a little silver tip there, and then white and red, but not, you know, filling in the specific details of it. So it's decent enough. The rest of the figure itself, though, is pretty cool. So it does have him and the Black Ranger, or sorry, the Green Ranger comes with the black little pouch there, and he comes with the white one there. And very easy to just slide in the weapon right there, and just like that. So that looks good. You know, so it looks nice. Let's take a quick look at just the detail on the figures first, and then we'll get into articulation. So first of all, detail, right? Let's look at the Ranger himself. Pretty good overall. You know, the helmet looks a little basic, and I feel like it's either missing a teeny bit of paint or there's something a little bit missing with it. It looks pretty good, but I feel like there's something that it could get to do a little bit more, I think. I don't know if it's just the proportions of the helmet seem slightly off, or something about it is a little off to me. But overall, though, it's good. You know, the rest is a very simple design. There's not much to the Mighty Morphin design, but you can see the detail when you look at things like the Morpher right there. So not only do you have the black holster, you have the silver Morpher with the black little things around it, the red ring, and the T-Rex coin. That looks great. I think the detail on that is awesome there. So that's really cool. And then there's the back as well. So really, really cool detail. Definitely captures the true, you know, Mighty Morphin look, and it turned out pretty great overall. Now, articulation-wise, these figures are really, really cool. So, head rotates all the way around. It's basically on, I think, a ball joint. So it's like, or something similar. So it's like you can rotate it basically any which way you want, up and down and side to side and all the way around. Lots of articulation there. So that's pretty great. Then the actual chest piece. So this can move back a little bit, but then it also moves forward a decent amount. So you can be crouching down right here. So in the chest piece there. The arms have a lot of articulation here, so obviously they go all the way around, and they can flip up a little bit, but then you can also kind of, you know, turn it around and then have it flip up however much you want. So you have the little shoulder piece here, but you can rotate it all the way around and move it how you need. Then this piece here can also rotate all the way around. Then you can bend at the elbow here, double joints, so one here. So you have a lot of control over that. This whole little glove piece can rotate all the way around. And then the hand as well, full control to rotate and move however you want with this little ball joint there. So that's pretty cool. Definitely pretty great there. Leg articulation, can do the splits, can kick forward and back a little bit, but you kind of have to go to the side to get it to go there. But this whole piece here, you do have a lot of control over the way the legs go, because you can kind of really bend it and do all sorts of crazy things, as you can see right there. At the knee, double joint there. This whole boot can rotate all the way around. And then the feet can go, not so much like tilting it left and right, but you can kind of twist it, if that makes sense, like that. And then of course it can move forward and back. So, and then once you kind of tilt it up a little bit, then you know, you can kind of twist a little. So you really have full control over how you need to pose it. Essentially, it's everything that you're going to need to pose it any which way. You know, you want them standing up. Okay, feet can go straight. Very simple there, right? You want them doing like a crouching pose like that. Great. You know, you can twist the feet inwards a little, you know, twisting it like so. I mean, however you need to pose them, you can do that. Like I haven't found any specific limitation with the articulation to get any kinds of poses that I've been trying to do. So overall, I think it turned out really, really well. So definitely really nice. And the articulation for this kind of carries across the board, so I'm not going to show too much of the articulation on the other figures unless anything is different, but definitely really great. Now, Mighty Morphin Red came with this piece of the Dino Megazord. So in case you're wondering, it's basically the whole centerpiece there. So that whole thing, the head does have some articulation in terms of rotating all the way around and up and down and that sort of thing. So we'll see the full Megazord later, but in other videos. But this is the piece that comes with the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. So pretty cool there. Okay. So, sticking with Mighty Morphin, let's jump over to the Green Ranger. So the Green Ranger does not have a Megazord piece, but he comes with a bunch of other accessories. So he looks really, really cool. I think it turned out really nicely. Let's just take the weapons out of his hands real quick and just focus on the Ranger itself. Just look at the detail on this guy. So, really nice. I think the helmet looks good. I like even down to the tiny little detail. It's red, but a teeny bit of like gold around it, you know, in that little dot right there, which is really nice. So that turned out well. The shield is great, nice and a shiny gold, which looks really cool, and it goes, you know, all the way around like so. The shield is not removable. These straps are a part of the Green Ranger, and I'm kind of glad for that, simply because in the past, anytime you have stuff that has a shield, it easily like pops off or something like that, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm kind of glad that it's just permanently there. You don't have to worry about it. Same with these little armbands and all that stuff, just like the armored Green Ranger. So frustrating, but this is great to just have it all just solid one piece there. The Morpher looks great too. So it's gold all the way around. I like the little touches because obviously the regular Rangers have the silver Morpher, he's the gold one, so they got all the little details on point, so that's great with the dragon coin and everything. Yeah, overall really solid in terms of the design of the Ranger. Articulation is the same as the Red Ranger, so I'm not going to focus on it too much, aside from the fact that the shield kind of hinders articulation a little bit in terms of having to tilt the arm upwards. But otherwise, it works great, and everything else is kind of the same. Now, the Green Ranger has a couple interesting things. So, first of all, it has the two weapons, right? So you have your Dragon Dagger right here. So let's see if I can zoom in on this. So one side has a little more detail than the other, but it's pretty incredible the amount of detail they put in here. Because, you know, these are almost like our equivalent of the SH Figure Arts, and those are awesome. And so you have your little dragon coin, all the little pieces of it, all the tiny little, look at that gold right at the tip there, the little lines of gold going across. That is awesome. And then the other side is a little lacking, but still, you know, pretty good overall. Nice detail on that. That's really, really cool. And then you have the Sword of Darkness. So, Sword of Darkness right here, much more simpler with just the red circle there, and the rest is all silver, but still looks pretty nice. And the size of it, you know, especially in proportion to the Dragon Dagger and stuff, really makes it kind of stand out, which is really cool. So that's the nice thing, is like they have a lot of detail similar to the SH Figuarts line, but these figures feel sturdy. SH Figuarts, I would like be afraid of like touching this and the arm would fall off or something, you know. I've broken one of them too. I think it was my Gokai Silver Figuart, and it wasn't even from doing much, just broke apart, and it was frustrating. But these are really cool. Now the Green Ranger is also the only one so far that also came with 2 other hands right here. So you have these other like grabby hands, I guess. He's kind of doing something. So I'm gonna have him, I'm gonna swap this hand right here. So either hand, you know, you can just pop out, and it's similar to the Figuarts, except it's much easier, in my opinion, to pop off and put back on. Now, I have heard of like one person online breaking theirs, but most people seem to be okay, and they say that theirs have fared a lot better than their Figuarts. So just, you know, be careful with it. These little types of connections always worry me a little, because I'm always afraid that I'm going to break something with it. They're not, you know, super sturdy, but so far I haven't really had any immediate issues with it. This one's taking a little bit of pressure to get in and stay in. So I personally don't like to change out the hands on these figures too much because of those issues. But you know, in case you do, just be careful with it. This one is really not happy with me today. I'm trying to get it in. There we go. You just have to get it in right at the right angle, basically. But then, of course, you know, you have full control to rotate and do whatever you have to do with it. So yeah, it's cool to have those interchangeable pieces, and very easy to slide in, you know, the weapons there. The Dragon Dagger can go right into the pouch there, which looks really cool. Or, of course, you can hold it as well, however you so please. So definitely really nice. The Green Ranger figure especially, I think, looks really cool just because of all the weapons that he has too, and the different designs that you can do with it. So you can really get some more dynamic poses and stuff with it, which is really cool. So anyway, so that's that. Let me move those extra hands out the way and put him off in the back here. Okay, so on to the Ninja Storm team. Now these figures are really cool. So let's start with the Red Ranger right here. So we have Shane. So again, articulation is basically the same as, like, you know, the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger as I showed before. But let me just show you the detail on these figures. Really cool. So here is Ninja Storm Red. And just looking at like the helmet piece there, the little design right in the middle looks really cool. The helmets look great. I think these figures, the Mighty Morphin Red helmet looks slightly off to me. There's something about it, but the Ninja Storm ones, they nailed it. They nailed it. Really cool. You got the Win logo right there, which is great. You have the Morpher here. I would have wished that the Morpher had a little bit more paint instead of just being one solid color. I think like the Figuarts, I believe it's all painted, you know, so the Figuarts have a little bit more paint, but the trade-offs, in my opinion, are worth it because these figures are a lot sturdier, so I prefer that. So they're not just a display piece, but they're actual action figures that you can play with and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, some really nice detail in these figures. I think they turned out really well, and even down to like the little the part on the arms here, like the texture of it and everything. It's really cool. They did a really nice job with these Ninja Storm figures, definitely. So the Ninja Storm figures come with their weapons in kind of 2 modes. So there's like the sword right here, fully loaded right here, and I'll zoom in on it and kind of show you the detail. So very basic in terms of the paint, but you do have the silver blade, gold right there, a little black in the middle there, but it looks pretty nice though nonetheless, definitely pretty sweet. And then they also have the version of the sword in the black sheath right here. So that's pretty neat. It would have been cool if you would have been able to like remove it out of there, you know, or have like the blaster as well, because this can become the blaster, but they don't have that. So, you know, I guess the purpose of it is this one has a little peg. So what you can do is there's a peg on the back there, so you can really just kind of peg it in and display it like that, which looks really cool because you have like the sword in the back ready to go. And you can even like display it with like his hand, you know, like that. Like, look at the articulation on it. It's like he's ready to go. He's ready to pull the sword out, and you can do, you know, a little stop motion video. I'm sure Bruno from MMPR Toys is already planning something, if he hasn't already, that involves that. In fact, actually, I think he has, if I remember correctly. I think I saw something with the Legacy figures. And then, of course, you have the full sword, which looks great as well when he's holding it. If I can just squeeze it in there real quick. There we go. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. So the figures are pretty great. Now the Ninja Storm Red Ranger here came with the body of the Megazord. Just like the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger came with the body of that Megazord, this one comes with the body here. So I'm gonna reinvestigate the Megazord in a second. I'll bring it back and show you, but that's the body of it right there. Okay, so let's put him over here. And let's take a look at the Ninja Storm Yellow Ranger Dustin. Very, very similar, so I'm not gonna, you know, focus too much in terms of like the articulation, but mainly just more so the differences, the detail in the figure here. So, of course, the helmet looks great, like that little design right there. Very nice detail on the tiny little pieces of the helmet is great. The chest piece looks cool too. There's the morpher there, and in this case, you know, I mentioned how these arm pieces can rotate all the way around. This is where it really becomes relevant when you have a wrist morpher, so you can kind of really position it however you want. Sorry, my camera, it has issues focusing sometimes with moving objects that are up close to the camera. But yeah, really nice overall. I think it looks really cool. Definitely a great figure, and it's cool to have this Ninja Storm team here because just together they look great. Same weapons, you know, so you have the sword like that, as well as the other version of it right here. So same thing, which looks pretty cool. So that is Ninja Storm Yellow, and then last but definitely not least, one of the best looking figures in my opinion, the Ninja Storm Blue Ranger right here. We got Tori. Really cool. Same weapons, so I'm not going to focus too much on that, but I do want to look at the detail on the figure though. So here is the Blue Ranger, and there's the helmet there as you can see, which looks great. There is the logo for the water. Okay. She does have the peg on the back again for the sword. There's her morpher. Really cool. I like the way that, you know, it turned out because you have the same material for the arm piece right here for the legs, but it looks really nice. Definitely really cool. I think the Pink Ranger figure is pretty unique and pretty sweet. But of course, then you have the skirt, right? So the challenge with the skirts and the female action figures sometimes is they limit the articulation a lot. In this case, it does a little bit, but they added some slits here so that you have some movement to it. So yes, it limits it a little bit, but not too much. The rest of the articulation is pretty similar. You know, the arms are a little smaller than some of the guys and stuff, but articulation-wise, you have the same things. You can rotate it around, you know, bend at the elbow there. Now, you do have actually single joint at the elbow because it is a smaller hand, but you still have the full range of motion for everything pretty much. So same options here. The chest piece can move up and down, so you do have that posability there. Same with the legs. The legs are basically similar. You do have the double joint there. You can rotate this part of the boots all the way around, and so on. So now with the legs, you know, trying to move it forward, they move forward a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. A little bit and back a little bit, but not so much. But they do move apart a little bit more. But, you know, you wanted to kind of pose it a certain way, you can certainly rotate the legs and get it to be, you know, whatever pose you want. So it's a little more restricted, definitely, in terms of getting the right pose and stuff there. But because you can kind of twist the feet a little bit, you do have a little more flexibility than some of your other traditional female Ranger figures. So they're getting there. They're getting there. You know, it's an improvement, but still, you know, could always use a little bit more work. So yeah, so there's that. Oh, I didn't show you the other pieces that these Rangers come with for the Megazord. So actually let me do that now since we're done with the Ranger figures. Let me just get her to stand straight right there, okay? So Yellow Ranger comes with these. Comes with one leg for the Megazord, the left leg right here, and the left arm. So right there. So that's what the Yellow Ranger comes with, okay? So we'll put that there. And then of course I showed you the Red Ranger comes with the chest piece, and the Blue Ranger comes with the opposite side. You have the right leg right here, and then the right arm. So there's that. Would have been cool to have like each of these transform in their individual Zords, but that's probably asking for a bit too much, I'm sure. So it's probably a little complicated. So let's kind of connect these and see what it looks like, right? So you have the main body piece here. So let's attach the legs. So the pegs are in the bottom here. So let's try and get it in. Clicks into place. Okay, next one. Oops, and this broke off. So let me just try and click this in first, if I can. There we go. It's a little hard with a camera in your face. There we go, there's the other one. Okay, so already it's looking pretty cool. Let's attach, oops, and I'm dropping stuff. Yeah, okay. Attach the arm piece here, and the other arm piece here. Oh, this one is a little tough, I can already tell. How does that even fit in there? That's a tiny connector. Oh my gosh. Okay, ready? Oh man, that is a difficult one. And the leg broke off. Oh wow, that is... Okay, so that's a bit of a challenge, and pieces are kind of falling off. I am not sure how else to connect that one. That is, like, that is not an easy fit into that piece there. Definitely not. There we go. Okay, had to kind of force that one in, and in the process, some other pieces came off. The back piece does come off. Don't know why, but that is an option. This piece, I guess, just slides on somewhere here. I think it just slides on here. There we go. Yep, slides on just like that. Okay, and then put this leg piece back on. And we are in business. There we go. Look at that. All right, that looks pretty awesome. This is it, guys. The Storm Megazord, I believe it's called. I think is the name that came to me here. So looks really cool overall. Definitely nice to have a full Megazord figure here. So let's kind of take a look at the little detail on this guy. Not going to be as fully detailed as your Ranger figure simply because it's a giant Megazord and they have to condense it into this little thing, but still looks pretty cool. The helmet's great. This is really nice and kind of shiny looking and looks really cool. That chest piece there definitely stands out, which is great. Going down to the legs, basic design here, but it looks nice. On the sides here, pretty cool. There's the lion, again, kind of basic design, not too much going on with the paint and all that, but it still looks pretty nice. On the other side as well, you can even see the logo right there for the Blue Ranger. There you have the Dolphin Zord. And then the back. So these pieces are removable for whatever reason. So there's that, and so on. So pretty cool. So what does this guy do, right? Like, what's the articulation? So the head can rotate around, and if you remove the back pieces, then it can rotate all the way around. So you do have that option. The arms do rotate all the way around once you can get the arms attached. They do move a little bit outwards, just depending on, you know, what it is and what gets in the way. They do bend at the elbows, so bends at the elbows there. Same with this one. This hand rotates all the way around. This one does, I think, a little bit, but it's hard with the back piece here, so it doesn't truly rotate all the way around, but it does move a little bit. The hands are clenched closed, so it cannot hold anything in the hands, but it doesn't come with any other kinds of weapons anyways, so just keep that in mind. With the legs, you can bend them so they can go in like this and out a decent amount. These pieces here are a little flexible, which is nice. So you can bend them out, and you can bend it forward a little too, and back a little bit as well. And it does bend at the knees a decent amount. I mean, it goes back pretty far, which is really cool. And alongside that, the foot pieces can move side to side, and it can move forward and back a decent amount as well. So in terms of posing it, you can get a decent amount, you know, out of posing the Megazord, you know, like so, or however you wanted to pose it, basically. So that's pretty cool. I think it's really nice to have these Megazord figures as well. Just for a size comparison next to the Rangers, it is going to be a little bit bigger than the Rangers, which is to be expected because it's, you know, a Megazord, but not proportional, of course. But it still looks really cool. And I can't wait to have a whole bunch of Megazords like this too, and just have them all lined up together. All the Rangers, all the Megazords. It's going to look incredible. And I can already kind of tell with sticking the Megazord piece there, that's going to be cool. And the fun part is these joints here are the same ones. So theoretically, you could interchange the pieces of the Megazords with each other. So yeah, it's a Build-A-Figure line, but you can really build your own Megazord, which is kind of interesting looking. So once we get more pieces, then I'll have to play around with it and see, you know, what that looks like. But this is it so far, guys. This is Series 1 of the Power Rangers Legacy figures. Pretty amazing. I love it. It's definitely pretty awesome, and I cannot wait for more Legacy figures as well. I do have reviews of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Legacy Red Ranger that's like translucent red, and the Power Morphicon exclusive black and gold Legacy Megazord. So it is this Megazord, the full one, all the pieces of it, black and gold, which would be really cool. So I do have those reviews coming up, so definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later. Hope you guys enjoyed my review of the new Legacy figures. Real quick, for comparison's sake, here's the new Legacy Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Red, and here's the 5-inch Mighty Morphin Red Ranger figure there. So you can definitely see the difference. Yeah, definitely the new Legacy figures look better. They look really, really cool. I love the 5-inch figures, don't get me wrong, they're great. But detail-wise, articulation-wise, you get a lot more for the Legacy figures, which is really, really cool. And then also, real quick, I do have the Dino Charge Megazord in 5-inch form. Not the same Megazord, but again, you can see the scale difference. You're going to get a lot more paint with these Legacy Megazord figures, the Build-A-Figure line there, and they look really, really cool. So again, definitely worth collecting these if you can. I highly recommend these figures so far. They're pretty awesome. And stay tuned for my review of the other exclusive Legacy figures, as I mentioned right here. So cannot wait to review those. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.